Every morning, millions of parents zip up backpacks, tie shoelaces, and send their children off to school with lunchboxes. And the same advice generations have passed down. Be realistic. Get good grades. Do not make mistakes and work hard, and you will succeed. But while most families are preparing their children for school, billionaire families are preparing theirs for the world, a world that does not play by the same rules taught in the classroom. The truth is uncomfortable. The parenting philosophies of the ultra-wealthy rarely mirror those of the average household. They think long-term. They teach strategy over obedience. And they prepare their children not just to fit into a system, but to understand it, question it, and eventually build their own. Welcome to Luxo-Life, and these are the 10 differences most parents versus billionaire parents have that either prepare their children for school or the real world. 10. Realism versus vision. Most parents instill a sense of realism in their children, a word often used to soften the fear of uncertainty. Pick a safe job. Do not chase risky ideas. Fit in. The motive is protective. They want their children to have stable lives. But in doing so, they often suppress ambition before it even blooms. Billionaire parents teach the opposite. They do not say, be realistic. They say, build your own reality. They know that every invention, every new industry, every generational company began as an idea that sounded foolish at the time. So, instead of training their children to avoid risk, they teach them how to evaluate it, to tolerate failure, to see uncertainty as a playground, not a threat. In traditional homes, children are encouraged to color inside the lines. In billionaire homes, they are asked why the lines exist in the first place. 9. Grades versus curiosity. Straight A's are often worn like a badge of honor in most households. Parents beam with pride at clean report cards and take academic success as a sign of intelligence and a prediction of a successful life. But the correlation is shaky at best. Many straight-A students graduate into straight-line careers that cap their creativity and potential. Billionaire parents do not reward grades, they reward curiosity. They don't care if their child scores a 100 on a test if it means nothing was truly learned. What matters more is the follow-up question, why does this matter? How does this connect to the real world? Can you teach it to someone else? In these homes, learning is measured not by regurgitation, but by exploration. It is not that they do not value discipline or hard work they do, but they understand that academic performance is just one of many lenses, and certainly not the most important one when it comes to shaping a future leader or innovator. 8. Compliance versus leadership. The school system, and by extension, many parenting styles is built around compliance. Sit still, raise your hand, don't question the teacher, do what you are told. This training creates excellent employees, but rarely leaders. Billionaire parents know this. That is why they raise their children to challenge assumptions, speak up, and lead. They teach them that authority should be earned, not blindly obeyed. At dinner tables, they encourage debates. They let their children question them. They do not see defiance as disrespect. They see it as a signal that the child is developing independent thought. While most parents scold backtalk, the wealthy ask, "What makes you think that?" Leadership does not grow in silence. It grows in homes where questioning is a virtue, not a vice. 7. Piggy banks versus capital allocation. For most children, their first encounter with money is a piggy bank. They are taught to save their allowance, avoid spending, and perhaps, if they are lucky, get a little interest in a savings account. Debt is painted as dangerous, risk, irresponsible. Billionaire children grow up with a completely different understanding. They do not just save, they learn capital allocation. From a young age, they understand how money works, how to use it, and more importantly, how to multiply it. They are taught about investing, opportunity cost, and compounding. A dollar in their world is not something to hoard, it is a tool to build. Where most parents say, do not spend it all in one place, billionaire parents ask, what return are you expecting on this? 6. Silence around money versus transparency. In many households, money is taboo. Parents whisper about bills, hide financial stress, and shield children from the topic altogether. The common belief is that children are too young to understand, so they grow up in the dark, repeating the cycle of confusion, shame, and ignorance around finances. Billionaire households are transparent. Money is normalized. It is discussed at the dinner table, broken down into concepts the children can grasp, and treated like any other life skill. The earlier children understand how money works, the more time they have to build with it. It is not about flaunting wealth. It is about preparing the next generation to preserve and grow it responsibly. 5. Stability versus ownership. For most families, the dream is stable employment. Land a job, climb the corporate ladder, stick to one field, get the pension. Stability is seen as success. Billionaires do not raise job seekers, they raise owners. From lemonade stands to startup investments, their children are exposed early to the concept of creating something valuable and scalable. They are taught to think like producers, not consumers. Do not just get hired, own the company. Don't just climb the ladder, build it. They understand that real wealth is not found in a paycheck. It is found in equity, leverage, and scale. 4. Punishing mistakes versus learning from them. Most children are punished for mistakes. A bad grade gets a lecture. A broken rule gets a consequence. The result? Children become risk-averse, afraid to try, and hesitant to fail. They are trained to value perfection over progress. Billionaire parents flip the script. Mistakes are treated as feedback loops, essential data points in the learning process. If a child starts a project and it flops, the question is not, why did you fail? It is, what did you learn? They build emotional resilience by encouraging experimentation. They normalize trying things that do not work. Because in the real world, the person who has failed the most often knows more than the one who's never taken a shot. Failure is not the enemy, it is a requirement for innovation. 3. Guilt around money versus empowerment. Money is not everything. Do not be greedy. Just be content. These mantras echo across generations, often rooted in a mix of morality and fear. The implication is that wanting wealth is shallow, or selfish, or even sinful. But billionaire families view money differently. They do not downplay it, they demystify it. They teach their children that money is neither good nor bad. It is a magnifier. It reveals character. It expands options. It buys time. And most importantly, it gives you the power to build, give, and shape the world. Guilt does not build wealth, ownership does. 2. Success versus freedom. Most parents push their children towards success. Get into a good school. Get a good job. Work hard. But success, as taught traditionally, is vague and limited. It is rooted in external validation, not internal freedom. Billionaire families talk about leverage, about time, about control. They teach their children that money is a means to freedom, not a scoreboard. They emphasize designing a life you do not need to escape from, rather than chasing promotions or perks. They ask, does this make you freer? Not just richer. The aim is not just to succeed in someone else's system, it is to create one that gives you full autonomy. 1. Selflessness versus value creation. Many parents teach their children to put others first always. And while kindness and empathy are essential, this message can sometimes evolve into self-erasure. Do not speak up. Don't ask for too much. Don't value yourself. Billionaires raise their children to create win-win outcomes, to add value so great that everyone benefits, including themselves. They teach negotiation, not just sacrifice. They instill confidence without arrogance. They encourage their children to respect themselves as much as they respect others. In doing so, they raise creators, not just helpers, leaders, not just supporters. Final thoughts. You're not raising a student, you're raising a citizen of the world. This article is not meant to shame traditional parenting, it is meant to provoke thought. Because while most families are preparing their children to succeed in school, the world is evolving far faster than the classroom can adapt. The future belongs to those who can think critically, adapt quickly, and operate independently. It belongs to those who understand money, leverage, risk, and leadership. The average parent wants their child to follow the rules. The billionaire parent teaches their child how and when to rewrite them. So ask yourself, are you preparing your child for the next test or for the next revolution? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe for more. Until next time.